Testing 1, 2, 3, guys. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Thank you for patience, guys. Testing. 1, 2, 3, guys. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Vencabot. Pizza and a movie action. My name is David. Guys, we're watching Sherlock Holmes films all night. We're at the final film of the night, finally. I'm drowsy. It's been a long week. It's been a lot of fun, though, too. I've had a lot of excitement this week, taking care of my grandmother, learning a lot, and being quite on edge about keeping her safe and happy and healthy. But now we're hanging out and watching some cool films on Friday, kind of winding down, eating some pizza, having some water in my case. We watched 3 of these public domain films, Sherlock Holmes films from the 1940s. Basically, back in the 1939, the first film in the series launched, and it ran until 1946. It had 14 films in that time. That's crazy, man. 8 years, 14 films. Each one about an hour long. Quite epic, quite iconic. Definitely helped define the character of Sherlock Holmes for a whole generation. That's our grandparents' generation. We're watching them now. We watched 3 of the 4 films that are public domain. There's 14 films total. 4 of them are public domain, and the other 10 are still copyrighted. We watched a film called Sherlock Holmes and the Secret Weapon, which was super fun. It was a really great film, probably the best so far. We watched a film called, we jumped ahead to the end of the series with The Woman in Green, which was pretty ass, followed up by Terror by Night, a film we just watched just now, which was a little mystery on a train. That was pretty fun. This is the last film in the series of 14, finally. This is called Dressed to Kill, Sherlock Holmes, 1946. Let's get into it, guys, shall we? Thank you, Fachu. You wanted me to post her IMDb page. I don't know if you want to, Fachu. I can't click it on my side. But I would be curious to hear where she's from. And also, if she likes, dating guys that have long, dark hair. That stream. Asking for a friend. Oh, she's really? She is American, Fachu. Wow, that's hilarious. That's what you guys thought. You guys thought that she was an American trying to affect a poor British accent. Oh, that's hilarious. Most of the actors in these are British. They're mad British, or hella British, extra British. So for the whole series of 14 films, they had Basil Rathbone as Sherlock Holmes, and this guy Bruce, whatever his name was, as Watson. Both great. They're both fun as hell to watch. These films have been restored by somebody. They look great. They're almost 80 years old. And they're looking brand new. You go back to the theater and watch them right now. It was so bad, Fachu. It was so bad. I thought maybe she was like fucking Swedish or some shit. She's kind of mutant accent. X-Men style. Last film of the night, guys. Last film of the series. Dressed to Kill. Will it be good or will it be ass? Go out with a bang or with a whimper. Let's find out.
Dartmoor Prison. Isolated from the outside world by walls of granite.
Why do they have these little arrows on their costumes so you know which side is up?
They say you could get out of here by merely telling what you know.
You may or may not be another Scotland Yard bloke. But I'll give you the same answer I gave the others. I still have 2 years, 8 months.
Thank you for the bits, man. Welcome aboard, man.
Which to make musical boxes. That'll be sold at auction for the benefit of this delightful sanctuary. And I intend
last film of the night, guys.
Move along.
Close enough. It's like, we got a couple of wrong notes in there, but all right.
Object on our list, or I should say objects, because there are 3 of them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these can be bought together or separately. Now,
it's so they can laugh out of saying what's up to each other, huh?
What's up? Until later, but I'm going to sell them now. So, good friends, as our old pal Mark Antony used to say, lend me your ears. And what do you hear? Right. The beautiful tinkle tinkle of a musical box. What a lovely trinket. What a beautiful gift. Created and made by loving hands. A thing of beauty and utility. I was going to start with £5. It's a bargain, £5. Do I see any hands? If there's a connoisseur in the house, will go £3 for it. £2. £1.
Any pounds at all?
10 shillings. Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, 10 shillings is offered for a musical box you couldn't buy anywhere in London for less than £5. It'd be stealing to let it go for 10 shillings. Like taking milk from a baby.
Jesus.
All right, we sell it for 10 shillings.
10 shillings, 10 shillings is offered, 10 shillings is offered, 10 shillings is offered. Then anybody give me £1? Want to give me £1?
Oh, won't someone give me a pound? A pound, £1 is offered, £1 is offered, ladies and gentlemen, £1 is offered. It's against you, sir.
Wait, isn't
You
that...
got a £2?
That's the guy that played Moriarty in the
£2,
first
sir.
movie we watched, right?
£2. £2 is offered. £2 is offered. Going once.
Twice.
That guy in the back there,
Third
wasn't he
and last
Moriarty? Or am I
call.
wrong? Maybe I'm wrong.
Sold to the gentleman for £2.
Sorry, my dear.
Now,
Maybe
ladies
not.
and gentlemen, comes the opportunity to purchase.
We're gonna watch Sherlock Holmes in
an
the
exact
22nd
duplicate of the
century. No, I gotta
little
call picture of that
musical box
statue.
just bought by this gentleman for the ridiculous.
I'd give
low
£5
price
for that. I
of
could stand to
£2.
lose some weight. Anyways,
That's
Brian,
exactly the
please.
same.
Look, Penguin,
Exactly the
long time no see
same
Penguin Power. How
hands.
you been?
You hear that? Isn't that lovely?
That's what I'm saying. I think
Tinkle,
they're cheap
tinkle,
motherfuckers,
tinkle,
Penguin Power,
tinkle.
for sure.
Sounds like Bow Bells to me, you know, little angels pulling on the ropes, eh? Who'll give me £2 for it? Who's starting with £2? Will anybody start with £2? Oh, come, ladies and gentlemen.
They can't sell
Well,
these
from your
things.
enthusiasm, we might all be in Scotland instead of London.
Please buy it for me, Daddy.
£2, certainly not. We all might be in Scotland. Besides, I don't like his manner.
£1, 10 shillings.
Whoa.
£1. £1 is ours.
I'm doing great,
£1,
Penguin Power.
£1 is
Hopefully you're doing
offered,
equally
£1 is
well.
offered, going £1.
Let me actually,
Going once.
sneeze up.
Going twice. The third and last call. Sold to the lady for £1.
Smart bidding, my dear.
Thank you.
We come to the
He's
third and
fucking
last.
thirsty as hell right now. I don't blame him
either.
either.
Exactly
See a cutie.
the same. Tinkle, tinkle. Isn't that lovely?
And she got a booty. I
Ladies and
see.
gentlemen, I don't bring you here to gull you and swindle you. This is the exact replica of those two I just sold before.
They're gonna keep going down in price. You know that, right? That's just how it works. You sell the same thing over and over. What kind of auction is this? Can you imagine just selling the same
We're
thing
closed.
10 times in a row?
This is extremely important.
Come in, sir, come in.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but I was unfortunately delayed from arriving in time to bid on certain articles which I was rather anxious to obtain.
Oh, perhaps they weren't sold, sir. We are carrying several things over. What might the articles be, sir?
3 identical musical boxes, about so large.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but they were sold. Pity you weren't here to bid on them. They didn't bring anything like the real value.
I'm most anxious to obtain them. I wonder if your records would show who the purchasers were.
Oh, we don't usually give out that information, sir.
For certain, shall we say, sentimental reasons, I'm most anxious to get in touch with the purchasers. I'd be willing to pay, shall we say, £5.
Well, for certain sentimental reasons, sir, we'd be very happy to oblige. Alfred, today's
Wow,
sale.
classic.
The three
Yeah, maybe I
musical
slave later,
boxes.
Penguin Power.
Here we are.
But they must have coded them,
First
Penguin
purchase
Power.
for £2 from Mr. Julian Emery.
Remember the guy that was making
52
them?
Portman Square. Write this address down.
Said he had a
Alfred.
secret.
Yes, sir.
He wouldn't tell
Second,
anybody.
didn't leave any name.
Oh, how unfortunate.
I think she's a dealer. You see, they don't like us to know where the things are going.
On account of the profits.
Whoa,
You
sneaky.
say the second purchaser was a woman. Can you give me a description of her?
Oh, she was a young woman. Fairly tall, slender. She had a light complexion and dark hair, and she was wearing
A grey suit, don't you remember?
She got a booty, too.
She probably runs a gift shop. She paid £1.
You say she comes here fairly frequently?
No, I didn't say so. But she does, sir. Like as not, she'll come in on Thursday. We have sales on Mondays and Thursdays.
And the third box?
The third, Mr. William Kilgore, 143B Hampton Way.
For 10 shillings.
Quite a drop from £2.
Mr. Kilgore was a Scotchman.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Oh, thank you, sir. And any time you're passing, dropping, we always have lovely things for sale. How kind, sir?
Thank you. I'll be back Thursday.
See you then. See you then. That's what I'm saying, Brian. I love it. 10 shillings? How do you pay only 10 shillings? Well, you know, he's quite the Scotsman, if you know what I mean.
The message reached us too late. Musical boxes are being sold. Well, let's get out of here.
Fuck.
Someday you'll go too far.
Hilda Courtney.
Reaching for a star, you fool.
Yet a fool may touch a star, Colonel Cavanaugh, if he but reach high enough.
But not possess it.
That's what I'm
as you
saying,
would.
bro.
The musical boxes, they're being sold. What a pity for you, my dear Colonel.
Is it my fault that the message reached us only an hour ago? Is it my fault that they were sold? She can't hold me responsible for that.
He won't
Hope
be
for your
held
sake you're right.
responsible. She was selling music boxes. 221B, huh? In Sherlock's place, he plays the violin sometimes. Or the cello, or whatever the hell it is. You guys know the difference between a cello and a violin? Could you identify them? Or a viola? I couldn't. They're all the same to me. What do you guys think? Taking bets. Violin? Viola?
They will call
Cello?
upon you tonight at 7:45, a gentleman who desires to consult you upon a matter of the very deepest moment. Remember that letter, Holmes? It was written over 2 years ago. An interesting case. Devilishly interesting.
I was like, those are drums.
Adler. What a striking-looking woman from the brief glance I had of her. Seems only yesterday. What charm.
Everything with the violin.
And what a mind. Sharp enough and brilliant enough to outwit the great Sherlock Holmes himself.
I take it the new issue of the Strand magazine is out, containing another of your slightly lurid tales.
It is indeed.
And what do you call this one?
I call it A Scandal in Bohemia. Not a bad title, eh?
If you must record my exploits, I do wish you'd put less emphasis on the melodramatic and more on the intellectual issues involved.
More on the what do you mean by that?
Well, I do hope you've given the woman a soul. She had one, you know.
By the woman, I suppose you mean Irene Adler.
Yes. I shall always remember her as the woman.
Aww. Give the woman a soul, dude. Come on now. Rathbone practiced heavily to play in these movies to the point where he was actually considered a pro player IRL, huh?
I think.
Don't know what that means. I guess it's kind of a joke.
How are you, old boy? I haven't seen you for years. I want you to meet my old friend Sherlock Holmes. Holmes is the Stinky. In other words, Julian Emery.
Stinky is his fucking handle. That's sick.
Yes, we were at school together.
Yes, more years ago than I care to remember, but you didn't come in here just to remind me of that.
No, I just happened to be in the neighborhood and saw your lights burning, so I took the liberty of looking you up. Still writing
On
your
the violin.
mystery stuff?
A pro player. That's what thank you, J-Bob.
Good, I never miss them.
Oh, good, thanks. I say that bandage.
When I read practice, I thought you meant like his practice his acting, J-Bob. Practice heavily plays goes. Okay. And you know, he's like a pro player, like a pro player, like a pro actor.
Somebody knocked me on the head in my own living room.
That's why I'm not Sherlock Holmes.
To commit the most idiotic burglary you ever heard of. Fellow must have been balmy as a coot.
Balmy? Why? Come sit down, old boy.
Yeah.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Huh? Oh, all right.
I'll go and tell Mrs. Hudson about it.
Whoa, what a deep chair.
Why do you say the robbery was idiotic, Mr. Emery?
Oh, simply from the fact that with about £5,000 worth of musical boxes in my living room, the thief, who I caught in the act, made off with one that isn't even worth £5.
I gather you're a collector of musical boxes.
Yes, I am indeed. Some of them are very beautiful, but not the one that was stolen. The thief evidently grabbed the first thing that came to his hand when he heard me coming into the room.
Still, it's rather odd, isn't it, that having disposed of you, he didn't pick up something more valuable. Was there anything unusual about the stolen box?
No, nothing at all. I
Made by slave
picked it
labor.
up in the south of France, several years ago.
You say you have many valuable music boxes, and yet the thief made off with one that isn't worth £5. Sounds like rather an intriguing little problem.
Yes, well, I take it that he was just an ordinary petty thief and didn't know the value.
That is a possible explanation, and yet I venture to say that the average petty thief has a more extensive knowledge of the value of objets d'art than the average collector.
Well, anyway, that's Scotland Yard's theory. They didn't get very excited about it.
That's consistent anyway. I wonder if I might see your collection, Mr. Emery.
Oh, of course you could, yes. Nothing a collector likes more than showing off his trophies. When would it suit you?
No time like the present.
Let's go!
My place is just round in Portman Square.
Shall we?
So now we're going to have Watson bring the tea up and no one's going to be up there. Is that true? He had a cameo in The Great Mouse Detective?
Hello? Where are you going? Stinky hasn't had his tea yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're going round to my place, where I'm going to give you something better than tea.
A true Scotsman.
This one was made for Louis the 15th, and is one of the very few still in existence from that period, and a particularly fine specimen at that.
Whoa!
Charming.
No way!
Quite.
How?
It all sounded to me like a lot of mice running about on a tin roof.
I'm afraid you have no ear for music, Watson.
Give me a good old band playing a rousing
How?
march. You have all your silly little tweets.
Whoa! That's some fucking Swiss engineering, dude.
This is me.
How does a thing that small have a mechanism that makes the wings move like that? It was so small, so dainty.
Stupid thing. Singing rabbit.
What would you say offhand is the value of a box like that, Mr. Emery?
Well, it's hard to say offhand, but I think we'll bring about £500 or £600 today. It's the gem of my collection.
Yet a thief who steals an oddity like a musical box passes up one worth £500 for one of almost no value at all. Odd. Very odd. What was the stolen box like, Mr. Emery?
Oh, just a plain wooden box about so big. As a matter of fact, I have one over here almost exactly like it. I picked this up yesterday at an auction room in Knightsbridge. Paid only £2 for it. Of course, I wouldn't in the ordinary way add one like this to my collection, but the tune intrigued me. I'd never heard it before.
He's a good whistler. Gotta wet his whistle, literally.
You have a remarkable ear for music, Holmes.
Rather an unusual melody.
Sit down, will you?
Thanks. You say you bought that box at an auction sale yesterday?
Yes, the Gaylord auction rooms in Knightsbridge. Run by old, what's his name?
Crabtree.
Crabtree, yes, Crabtree.
What time was the robbery committed?
Oh, about 3 o'clock this morning.
You know, Mr. Emery, that box and the robbery might well be cause and effect, especially since you say that the stolen box outwardly resembles this one a great deal. And Scotland Yard were not particularly interested, eh?
Oh, yes, but I...
So I got the wrong box, the thief.
Especially as I told him I was quite unable to describe the thief, except, of course, for the fact that it was definitely a man.
All you remember is that you came in here and someone struck you on the head.
Yes, and the next thing I knew, my man was trying to revive me.
It might be wise for you to put that box away somewhere and lock it up.
Oh, I don't think that's necessary. Besides, everything's insured.
Well, at least if any further attempts at robbery are made, I'd suggest that you call the police, rather than running into any personal danger.
Oh, come, Holmes, aren't you being a bit of an alarmist?
Possibly.
Well, Mr. Gray, with old Stinky, seems to me you are making rather a mountain out of a molehill.
Molehill is the word, old boy, and it's time you were in bed. Thanks so much for letting us see your place.
Now it's been glad meeting you.
Why is it called Dressed to Kill, this movie, then? All we see so far is music
I
box
don't
and stuff.
understand why he was so mysterious. Seems to me the petty thief explanation was the only sensible one.
Really?
I can't see how you can believe it was anything else.
I didn't say I believed it to be anything else. The petty thief theory is the obvious one, I grant you. However, it's often a mistake to accept something as true merely because it's obvious. The truth is only arrived at by the painstaking process of eliminating the untrue. We are not able to do that in this case without further doubter.
Rubbish, you're pulling my leg. You're trying to turn a tuppenny halfpenny robbery into an international plot.
No, I'm not. I just hope that your friend Stinky is a little more cautious in the future. Just in case.
Rest in peace, Stinky. Okay, F the stat for Stinky in advance. Wow. Took off his hairpiece. Don't get killed when you're bald, Stinky. They get the Revenge of the Future F.
Hello? Yeah? Julian Emery here. Who? Why, of course I remember you, Mrs. Courtney. Yes, you're the one bright spot at that appallingly dull affair of Lady Sanford's. Huh? Of course it isn't too late to come round.
Jeez.
Yes, I shall be delighted to give you a drink. I tell you what, come straight up and I'll leave the door unlatched. Right, well, 15 minutes? Good. I shall be counting each moment.
Jeez, this guy's a fucking player, dude.
No, I mean that, really. Right, goodbye.
Ooh, Stinky. Let's call him Stinky, dude. That's why they call this boy Stinky. Oh, man.
Boo! Oh,
You startled me.
Did I?
Yes.
Must be the pixie.
Yo, Stinky keeping it old
I
school.
know I shouldn't have called you so late. But I was at a party just around the corner, and I remembered your invitation to see your collection of musical boxes.
My dear Mrs. Courtney, pleasure is all the greater for being so unexpected.
My friends call me Hilda.
Thanks. Mine call me Stinky.
Stinky, how quaint. Oh, what a perfectly wonderful collection of musical boxes. You know, when you told me you had a collection, I had no idea it was so attractive.
Yes. They appeal to the ear as well as to the eye.
Whoa!
Plain little one.
See that movie he's
Just
pulled
like a
off?
country cousin amid all this grandeur.
No. You mustn't underestimate the country cousin. Only last night a burglar broke in here, and with all these to choose from, went off with one very much like it.
Really?
Yes, I don't mind the loss of the box so much, but I do resent
she
this
know?
crack on the skull.
But it makes you look so interesting.
Oh, do you think so?
Doesn't he pick him apart? I mean, I don't know.
It's funny, that's what old Fatso said.
May as well get some
Dr.
fucking
Watson.
the play
He was
payment
here
power.
this evening with a friend, a Mr. Holmes.
The quaint nickname.
He's interested in my collection, too.
Sherlock Holmes?
Yes. Do you know him?
I've heard of him.
Yes, he seems to think I'm in some sort of danger.
What a haunting tune. It takes me right back to my childhood.
Really? Do you know, it's odd that you should be interested in that.
Stinky, no!
Odd. Why?
Because Mr. Holmes is also interested in it.
He may have been more interested in the tune than in the box.
My dear, yes, that's right. I remember now. He whistled it note for note, having heard it only once.
Really? He must be a remarkable man.
Bit of an alarmist, if you ask me.
Don't you believe in warnings?
Of course
Revenge.
not. Who'd want a box like that?
I would.
You're not serious.
Oh, but I am.
Well, you put me in a very awkward position. I'm a collector, you know. And the collector buys but never sells.
But if the price were high enough.
Price has nothing to do with it. It's the principle of the thing.
Stinky!
Yes, well, we haven't had our drink.
No, thanks. I must be getting along.
Must you really?
I'm afraid so.
You're not walking out on me, are you?
My reputation. Stinky.
Oh, it's on time with 3 Venge,
say,
you
you know,
kidding
you are
me?
an attractive
It's gonna be Penguin
woman.
Pirate, right? That's Penguin Pirate.
Thanks.
Whoa!
You fool. I told you to wait outside. What did you have to kill him for? All I
Yo,
had to
rest in
do was
peace,
walk out
Stink.
with this-
He held you in his arms.
Don't touch him. Don't touch anything. Now get out.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry. What about me? This is murder. What about Scotland Yard? What about Sherlock Holmes? Now get out!
Oh my god, you stink, you got stank, dude. Oh, he fell on the fucking mink as well? Jesus. Dude, poor Stinky. He was just trying to fucking demonstrate his game. And I must admit, we could all learn something from a game like that.
Did you get it?
No. But I got the music box.
Did you have any trouble with him?
Just a matter of murder.
She's dressed to kill, dude. Roll credits.
Mr. Holmes.
Hopkins?
Thanks for coming so promptly. Inspector Lestrade suggested that I call through to you.
Mr. Emery was the client of Mr. Holmes, Inspector.
Indeed. You didn't mention that when I telephoned you, Mr. Holmes.
Well, not exactly a client, Inspector. Sergeant Thompson?
He was killed between the hours of 11 and 2 o'clock this morning, Mr. Holmes.
Rest in peace. Scotland Yard fat you.
Must have been someone he knew, someone of whom he had no suspicion.
Oh, shit, Scotland Yard.
Poor old Stinky. It's all my fault. I should have prevented this.
Well, it's no time to start talking about that now, Doctor.
Apparently it's gone. That's the second attempt on the musical box that Emery bought at the auction sale. And this time it was successful.
But that box was only worth £2.
It was worth a man's life, Watson. I think we'd
Jesus.
better pay a visit to Gaylord's auction room and that fellow Crabtree. Inspector, may I suggest that you make a complete search of this flat for a small, plain, musical box about that size? Thank you. Come on, Watson.
Thank you. That'd be so impossible
the
to be
first
like,
box
oh, we
went
found a
to
musical
Julian
box.
Emery.
Was it small made of
Second,
wood?
Kilgore,
Well,
143
no, a whole bunch of
Hampton
different
Way.
kinds. I
Third,
fucking
the
told you to find
unidentified
one that was
young
this
lady who
big,
presumably
made out
has
of
a
wood.
shop and lives near Golders
All right,
Green.
don't fucking
That's
bother
right,
me. I'm
Mr.
working.
Holmes. Isn't it rather strange, Mr. Crabtree, that you should have had 3 identical musical boxes all playing the same tune? Where'd they come from?
Dartmoor Prison.
Dartmoor?
Here, we get a regular shipment from there every month.
The inmates manufactured them. Well, they make all kinds of things, you know, pipe racks, waste paper baskets, musical boxes.
Did you happen to notice if anyone showed any particular interest during the auction in the purchasers of these 3 boxes? Oh, come now, Mr. Crabtree. This is very literally a matter of life and death.
Well, since you put it that way, Mr. Holmes, there was a gentleman came in here about an hour after closing time, and he was in an awful state, he was. He gave me £5 to tell him where the boxes had gone to. He said they had a sentimental value for him, sir.
Expensive sentiment.
Can you describe him?
£5, a lot of money back, I guess, in 1946.
Grey hair and a moustache. Oh, he's quite a gentleman, sir.
What was his reaction when you were unable to supply him with the address of the young lady who owned the shop?
I told him the young lady usually come back on Thursday. He said he'd come back on Thursday. Now, that's tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Crabtree. You've
Oh,
been very
easy
helpful.
game.
Thank you. Come on,
Easy
Watson.
fucking game.
Where are we going now, Holmes?
To the home of Mr. Kilgore, the man who bought the 3rd box.
You only kill bastard, right? We got Kill Bane last time, I got Kill Gore.
But hang it all, Holmes, how do you know those other 2 musical boxes are of any importance?
I don't, but I certainly have no intention of waiting until the owners are murdered to find out.
No one at home.
I hope that's the explanation.
I'll have a look through this window.
Kick the door in. Too late, I guess I'm saying ping hard.
Doesn't seem to be anyone there.
This guy got bodied.
The whole place seems deserted, as far as I can see.
Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Kilgore at home?
No.
When do you expect them?
Oh, in an hour or so. There's no use you're hanging about. They don't buy nothing from peddlers.
Peddlers? My good woman, this is Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes? Oh, go on.
Do you mind if we come in and wait? My business is rather urgent.
I love her, she's great.
No, I've got to go out and do my shopping. And I don't know if Mrs. Kilgore like any strangers nosing about.
Quite all right, I assure you.
Well, I've got to be off. You two wait in the parlor.
He's very persuasive.
No smoking either. Mrs. Kilgore says it smells up the house.
Funny old girl, Holmes.
Yes. She had quite the booty. How could you tell, Holmes? All right, what do we got? This is
Park Lane.
Park Lane? And what would the likes of you be doing in Park Lane?
Now, don't
the
worry
fuck
about
up.
the fare, Ducky. If you knows how to get to Park Lane, up it.
what a fucking asshole. He's like, what the fuck are you wearing, girl? You ain't going to Park
You
Lane.
know, Holmes, I've been thinking.
In those shoes?
There must have been something hidden in that box of old stinkers. Stolen jewelry, possibly. What's up, Holmes?
Listen,
We have to fucking make that into a
Some
command.
steam in the water pipes?
What's up, Holmes? They were already saying what's up in 1946?
Watson!
I think you're right, Brian.
Caught. Come on, Holmes.
Brian called it.
Get on the
Yo,
chair.
penny shots? 1947.
all right, my dear. There. Now, don't worry. It's all over.
There you are, dear. Don't cry anymore.
Never mind.
She tied me up and shut me
She's like
in the
12. I
cupboard.
take my words about penny shots.
Oh, I know. She won't come back. Did you show her your new musical box?
Yes, she said she wanted to hear it play.
Computer was screwy, but it seems like Scotland Yard's about to fuck shit up.
No, I know.
They're always
I
fucking
know.
shit up.
Don't
When he's
worry,
Sherlock
your
Holmes,
wife
he's,
will buy your new musical box.
he's a
Yes, my dear,
private
the best one in
investigator.
London.
Watson.
Scotland Yard can't do shit.
Oh, what a fool I've been.
What do you mean, Holmes?
She took the musical box out of this house and that market basket. Right under our very noses.
Why could the Kilgore charwoman want to take the music box?
She isn't the Kilgore charwoman. She's a
That's what I'm saying to you, man.
actress. An
Your
extremely
boy looking
clever
mad
and
sus
scrupulous
right now.
woman who will stop at nothing. Take care of the child, will you, Wolfella, till our parents get back. Explain everything to them.
Of course I will. But, Holmes,
Explain
where
everything.
are you going?
Somewhere, somehow, I must get to the young lady who bought that 3rd musical box before our opponents find out. I only hope that I won't be too late.
It's an awkward thing to explain. What are you doing home alone in my house with my daughter? Oh, well, see, that music box you bought, somebody wanted it pretty bad, I guess.
Anymore. Now, cheer up. Would you like to hear old Uncle make a noise like a duck? Sorry?
That was maybe the single greatest scene in all of cinema. I was impressed. But she was not impressed. Oh, she's dressed to kill. Roll credits.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, how much am I offering for this beautiful lace Dresden china figurine? A lady of the French court. Now, this is the genuine article. What a beautiful ornament for your mantelpiece. Or you could use it as a centerpiece on the dining room table. Now, will somebody start me for £10? Will somebody start me for £10? £8.
Anybody in the chat? £10.
£7.
It's easily worth £10. Probably worth £15.
£5 is offered. £5 is offered. £5 is offered. £5 10. £5 15. £5 15.
You guys can't give £10, guys.
£6 is offered. £6. £6 going once, going twice. The third and the last call. Have you all done? Sold to the lady from Twickenham for £6.
Jesus Christ, guys! You bunch of cheapskates.
Next, we have a real museum piece, ladies
Do they
and gentlemen.
some string? Cases of a real life out of that. Yes, Katie. So I'm always trying to help people.
A costume and exact replica of the Hungarian clothes worn by the Hungarian peasant women.
Now, ladies
I don't
and
have a
gentlemen,
cool little hair thing. I wish I did.
an article like this would cost you from £15 to £20 in a West End shop. I'm not going to ask for anything
In a
like
West
that.
End shop in a
£2 for it.
something world.
£2. Anybody offer me £2? £2 for the Hungarian? £2?
East End boys and West
Anybody give me
End
£1?
girls.
Anybody offer me £1
I'd buy
for the
that.
doll? £1 is offered, ladies and gentlemen. £1 is offered. Now, I'm not going to waste your valuable
Just
time
amazing
or
little
mine
tiaras, guy.
in trying to get one half of what this beautiful doll is worth. If the young lady can steal it for £1, that's her good fortune. So it's going once, it's going twice,
That
third
sounds so
and last
sicky.
call. Any more? Sold to the young lady for £1.
£1. I want to figure out what this
Now, ladies and
auction is,
gentlemen,
dude.
may I draw your attention to something which may be
You
a
can
great
make
surprise
mad
to you,
scratch this
worthy of any
auction,
collection.
dude. Just flipping
The only
shit.
other one like it is in the British Museum. It's a Ming vase of the 7th dynasty.
I mean, vase.
This vase lay in
I've heard
a large
vase and I've heard
collection
vase.
somewhere outside
I've never heard
Rome for over
vase.
2 centuries, I understand. It was discovered there by the noted antiquarian
Amazon
Sir Andrew
box,
Coppleston.
1946.
Now, some of you may remember Sir Andrew Coppleston. Besides being a noted traveller and antiquarian, he's also a gentleman rider.
Uh-oh. So you have 5 pence. I'm saying, dude. So you get 5 pence to Ming vase.
Are you sure that's the girl?
Well, she fits perfectly the auctioneer's description.
Follow her, Hamid.
He said she got a booty. She got a booty. Rest in peace. How's Sherlock gonna save her? She's about to get Shrek'd all over a little wooden music box. Why? He's got the jam on the music box, bro. It was before we had Spotify. You had to acquire the music box if you wanted to rock out all night to these sick beats.
It's lovely, dear. And only £1.
Aw.
We can get at least 3 for it.
She's flipping shit, that's what I'm saying.
I'll go make some tea. I could
What'd I tell
do
you
with a
guys?
cup. Right.
She's out here profiteering off this auction house. This place is sick.
Good afternoon. I'm looking for a birthday gift for a 7-year-old girl. What would you suggest?
We have some lovely dolls. Now, this Hungarian
I think
peasant-
she has enough dolls already.
Look at this chick's goofy ass Alice in Wonderland hat, bro.
Well, I'm looking for something
Katie,
a
I'm
little
begging you
different.
personally, as a friend, would you please cook this chick right now?
Well, that's a musical box.
I don't think
Children
Eats has
always
the heart.
love them. And this is an exceptionally nice one. It plays many tunes.
Flip or flop, 1940s edition, yeah, exactly. Next up, 20
Have you
kilos
any
of Colombian nose candy, starting at
If you'll
£4.
just get this way. I have only 2 left.
How nice. Are you sure this is all you have?
I'm sorry. They're rather hard to find, you know. That's our entire allotment.
But where's the other
I
music
did
box?
have one other, but I sold it earlier this afternoon.
Well, the plot thickens.
It was only a plain wooden one. It wouldn't have been a very nice gift for a child.
Really? Do you happen to know who the purchaser was?
Why, yes. He left his card, just in case anyone should inquire.
Sherlock Holmes?
How interesting. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to look a bit further. Thank you anyway.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Is Sherlock in the back room? Oh my god. Thank you, Katie, thank you. Please cook this chick, dude. Hat looking like a fucking boot that a Powerpuff Girl would wear.
Heavy! Follow that cab.
Here.
Follow that cab.
What? Scotland Yard.
Ooh. Scotland Yard.
Sherlock Holmes. I might have known.
We thought we were the hunters, instead of which we're the hunted.
We've been fools. We played right into his hands.
Take that shit off, girl.
He's had us followed. Don't look. The man in front of the toy shop. Hamid.
Who is this dude?
Turn sharp right at the next corner and again at the next.
Who is this lady dude?
No photograph of her, Commissioner, as I expected. She's not a known criminal.
But how do you expect to know if you do find her?
She's an unknown criminal.
After all, she was disguised as a charwoman.
Don't worry, old fellow. If I ever see her again, I'll recognize her.
Well, it won't be long till we know who they are and from where they operate. Who's covering them?
Sergeant Thompson's following them, sir. They won't get away from him. He's a good man.
We could have arrested them at Clifford's toy shop if we had any proof.
But we know that they killed Emery.
Proof, my dear fellow. We must have proof.
Proof! Watson, come on, man.
We have
How
X-rayed
long you
it,
been
sir.
doing
There's
this
nothing
shit?
whatever concealed in the box.
We'll have a look at the plates.
Can't just go arresting people willy-nilly just because they have a goofy hat. I wish you could.
There must be some clue. And it's probably so obvious that we've all overlooked it.
Seems to me we're up against a bunch of lunatics.
I'll say. See the lady's hat? All right, guys.
Not lunatics, my dear fellow. Extremely astute, cold-blooded murderers.
What can these little musical boxes have in them that's so important?
Do they
Don't
X-ray
forget
them?
they were made in Dartmoor prison. You can smuggle stuff into prison, but not out.
Do you want us to break the box apart, sir, to see if there's anything the X-ray hasn't caught?
No, not yet.
Do you mind if I take it?
Certainly.
It's the song, man. What do the notes spell out? What are the notes spelling out, dude?
The governor of Dartmoor Prison informed us, sir, in answer to Mr. Holmes' question, that all 3 musical boxes were made by the same convict, John Davidson, serving a 7-year term, sir.
Davidson?
The Bank of England plates.
Davidson.
That'll be all. Yes, sir.
Now we're getting somewhere. Wait a minute. How did you know about the plates, Mr. Holmes?
I'm a student of crime, Inspector. I make it my business to know about such things. And when the name of Davidson was mentioned...
Well, who is this fellow Davidson?
As long as Mr. Holmes seems to know all
If
about
it
it
knows they
already,
wouldn't need all 3
I
boxes.
suppose
You're right,
there's no
Brian.
harm
They're
in telling
identical, right?
you.
Well, they're identical outwardly, Brian.
2 years ago in London, there occurred a robbery of such tremendous importance. Although the stolen articles themselves have no intrinsic value whatsoever.
Maybe they all have the same song.
But the Home Secretary was instrumental in seeing that not a word of it appeared in any newspaper.
But you never told me anything about this, Holmes.
You were away at the time.
Articles of no intrinsic value and yet of such importance? I don't understand.
Davidson was apprehended within 15 minutes of committing the theft. But by that time, he'd hidden the articles in question and they've yet to be found.
Before going further, Dr. Watson, I must inform you that this matter's not to be mentioned outside of this room.
Of course not. Do I look like a man who'd gossip?
Let's not go into that now, old fellow, shall we? Davidson had been employed for years.
Exposing Watson
in a position of
every
extreme
movie.
trust by the engravings department of the Bank of England. The articles he stole were nothing less than a complete duplicate set of plates for printing £5 notes.
What? The Bank of England's own plates?
Precisely.
Oh, my God.
And with those plates, a gang of crooks could flood England with £5 notes, not forged in the usual sense of the word, but notes undetectable from genuine Bank of England notes in any way whatsoever.
Good heavens.
Any whisper at all might have resulted in enormous damage in shaking public confidence in the Treasury.
We tried everything after we arrested Davidson. Offered him a shorter sentence if he'd tell us where he'd hidden the plates. Why, we even put in Scotland Yard men with him as cellmates, but no results.
Obviously, Davidson is a man of strong character and infinite patience.
Just torture him, dude. Waterboard this boy.
To smuggle out the secret of the hiding place of the plates to his
The
confederates.
Treasury is at risk.
Why?
I don't understand, Mr. Holmes.
Well, for example, has the Bank of England made any plans to radically change the design of the £5 note so that in, say, 7 years from now, notes made from the stolen plates would be worthless?
Confidentially, Mr. Holmes, such a move was discussed. But replacing all the £5 notes in circulation would be such a Herculean task that Nothing's been done about it as yet.
I see. Of course, there is another possible explanation. Davidson didn't have much time to find a hiding place before he was captured. He may be afraid that the plates will be accidentally discovered before he's released. Hence his anxiety to communicate their whereabouts to his confederates as soon as possible.
I believe you've hit it, Mr. Holmes.
I'm sure that the message is contained in this musical box.
Well, like Brian said, why do you need all three?
Or rather, in all three musical boxes, since possession of all three seems to be essential. Our opponents have 2/3 of the puzzle, we have 1/3.
Well, what are you going to do, Holmes?
Try to deduce the message from the 1/3 that we have.
It's got a beat. And I can dance to it.
It's the same tune as the one played by Emery's musical box.
Down to the note?
And yet it's different.
Sounds the same to me.
Different key.
Somehow the tune is the key to the mystery. It must be the tune. Otherwise, why use 3 musical boxes to convey the message? Why not collar boxes or shoe boxes?
Well, he's making musical boxes, right? He didn't decide on that.
It's for you,
Right?
Inspector.
Oh, thank you, sir.
It's the prison.
Inspector Hopkins speaking. What? Where? Golders Green Station reports they've just found Sergeant Thompson's body. From the tire marks on his clothes, he was apparently run over by a taxi.
Oh, my
What an
God.
unfortunate accident.
Not an accident, my dear fellow. I'm afraid it's murder.
You got run over, Fachu. They flattened your boy.
Just who you're going to meet when you're walking down a busy London street. Mrs. Hawkins, Mrs. Brown, any subject of the crowd. Oh, you never know just who you're going to meet. So you better hold your topper in your hand, just in case you meet a lady on the strand.
Yeah, you got to, dude. You got to.
Girls will think you're kind of sweet, and your day will be complete. Oh, you never know just who you're going to meet. Now a gentleman is
Who would
judged
put up
by
with this?
his appearance.
I'm trying to
Yes, a
drink.
gentleman is judged by
Shut
how
that
he talks.
fucking clown up.
Now he's
Yeah, GTA,
much
dude.
better off when he's acting like a toff, especially if he's taking him a walk.
What on earth is this outlandish place?
Yeah, that's me,
A
right?
rendezvous
I
for
like holding your
actors.
topper in front of a lady's a
Actors?
sex crime, he says.
Buskers, old boy.
Probably is.
You've seen them 1,000 times. Actors who entertain the queues, waiting outside theaters.
I use the term entertain very loosely in this case. But actually, I'm going to talk to you.
When you're walking down a busy London street.
Can you imagine me doing this back in the 19 fucking... This is probably before the 40s, right? Sherlock Holmes. Probably a period piece even in its time.
Cause you never know just who you're going to meet.
Got the whole crowd saying.
So you better keep your manners right in view, just in case a lie gives a how
This guy's running a success, dude.
Keep your trousers.
He's got mad... Do you see him just freeze just now? That was weird looking.
Cause you never know just who you're going to meet.
Blimey. Mr. Holmes.
How are you, Joe?
Never met him. And yourself?
Fine, thank you. I want you to meet a friend of mine, Dr. Watson, Joe Sisto.
Oh, well, any friend of Mr. Holmes is a friend of mine.
Hi, Joe.
He did me a good turn once that I'll never forget.
Yes, I cleared Joe of a most unpleasant charge.
Murder, no less.
Oh, really?
By proving to the satisfaction of the police that he was busy at the time blowing open someone's safe.
That's right, Governor.
Good gracious me.
Joe, now you can help me.
Come on, buzz off, buzz off. Come on, up it, up it.
Yo,
Can a
Joe
gentleman have
too,
some
dude.
peace and quiet around here?
He's fucking...
And here,
Pussy magnet, bro.
Joe. There you are, Mr. Holmes. Now we can have some peace and quiet around here.
Thank you, Joe.
Hey, Joe's got like.
There's £5 in this for you.
Well, I wouldn't want to take it on myself, sir. But I can get somebody to do it for you for half of that.
You don't know what the job is yet.
For £5? Murder, ain't it?
What? No, Joe, not murder, just music. I want you to identify a song for me.
Oh, there ain't a song that's been written that I don't know.
That's why I came to you. Of course, the violin is more my instrument, but, oh, well, here we go. Now, listen to this, Joe.
Wait a minute. You're playing that wrong. That should be E natural, not E flat.
You know the song?
Oh, yes. It's an old Australian song called, The Swag Man. But you're playing it all wrong.
The Swag
Man?
Man?
I hoped you'd say. Now, listen again, Joe.
Dirty deeds done dirt cheap, dude. £5.
That's the same tune, all right. But you're making different mistakes than you did the first time.
No, not mistakes, Joe. Call them variations. Here, play the song for me, will you? The way it's written.
Kind of pretty. The Swag Man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
What's it mean, Holmes? Are you onto something?
Perhaps. I don't know yet.
Look at that candle, it's so sick.
Probably a code of some sort. Joe? Could you write the song down for me? The way it was originally written?
Oh, sure, Mr. Holmes. But it'll take a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Mabel. Pale ale. Come on, up to it. Along with it.
She's strung out, dude. Let's go, Joe, dude. Coming in clutch. Joe's the real MVP. Okay.
Well, obviously it isn't the lyrics. No combination of those words made any sense at all.
The variations in the way Emery's musical box played the tune are different from the variations in the one we have.
Sure?
Quite. You see, I took the trouble to memorize the tune as played by Emery's box that night we were with him in his flat.
Holmes, you amaze me.
Elementary, my dear fellow. One of the first principles in solving crime is never to disregard anything, no matter how trivial.
But why were 3 boxes? Why not 1?
Because the message was obviously too long to be conveyed by any one variation. Then there's the 3rd box. The one that woman took from the Kilgores.
Mm-hmm.
That contains yet another set of variations.
Yes, well, it's all beyond me.
Well, all we have to do now is to find the secret of the variations. Not a very easy problem to solve, my dear fellow.
Oh, fucking write down the differences. Do some math, some cipher stuff. Oh, no.
What's up?
The old smash and grab? Oh, they got Sherlock Holmes' house?
We've had company.
Where'd you leave the fucking music box, Sherlock?
Say, this is outrageous.
Ask Mrs. Hudson to come in here, will you?
Right.
Where's the box, dude?
Mrs. Hudson?
Well, thank God she's okay.
Oh, there you are. Will you come up here at once, please?
Coming, sir.
Same actress as before. She's an adorable little lady. I'll be right, Fatu. Yeah, still the same lady.
Mercy me, Mr. Holmes.
I was scared she was killed, you think? She's just chilling.
Who called while we were out, Mrs. Hudson?
Just a young lady. The one who said you wanted her to wait for you. And a nice-looking old gentleman with
Our
her.
friends again, Watson.
Friends?
What did the young lady look like?
Oh, I couldn't see her face. She had a heavy black veil on.
She had a really goofy
She had
hat,
such
though.
a nice way with her. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes, if I've done anything wrong. But you did say I should always let clients come in and wait for you.
Don't worry, Mrs. Hudson, don't worry. You had no way of knowing. It's quite all right.
Had no way
quite
of
all right.
knowing.
Now, don't worry, Mrs. Hudson.
Now, get the fuck out. We have work to do.
Don't worry. Where on earth's the musical box?
They didn't get it.
Didn't get it? Where is it?
In the cookies,
It's in
dude.
your hand.
In with the biscuits.
In that biscuit jar.
Mmm,
Take the
biscuits.
biscuits off the top. Now put your hand inside, and you'll find the music box.
Oh shit.
Well done, Holmes. Well done. Amazing.
Oh no! It got his ass. Or was it the same song? I think it was a different song,
Nice
wasn't it?
fresh smell. Like a pub after closing time.
This guy's smoking up a storm.
I say, Holmes,
What?
it's morning.
Allow me to congratulate you on a brilliant bit of deduction.
Damn, you're fucking salty. You're right, Fat Chew. The only problem is that it's pretty large and he hasn't had that much time to,
Not a polygraph
loosen up.
transposition, not a trigraph,
You need to try for
or
weeks.
any known form of decoding.
How about the Morse code? Have you tried that?
Yes, at about 3 o'clock this morning.
I'm sorry, old man. I was only trying to help.
They're pulling an all-nighter, dude. Just like us right now. Right now it is 3 o'clock in the morning, guys. Watching Sherlock Holmes, 1946. Dressed to Kill.
Oh, do me a favor. Not again. Must have heard that thing 1,000 times. Kept me awake all night.
Not a very distinguished composition, I grant you.
You know perfectly well I don't know one tune from the other. When I was a kid, my people tried to have me taught the piano. I always felt sorry for that old teacher of mine. The poor old girl finally reached the point of numbering the keys for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even then, I never progressed beyond...
Numbering the keys, Watson. The 19th key of the keyboard is the 19th letter of the alphabet. S. Here. Write this down when I give it to you, old fellow, will you? First altered note. Write S first.
You didn't consider that the very first thing you would think of?
The key is H. The 5th key, E. The 12th key, L. The 6th key, F.
S-H-E-L-F.
Spells B-I-G
Your piano lessons were not in vain, old fellow. You've solved it. Thank you.
O-W-S.
Thanks, old man.
You've done it, Watson. He always does.
We now have 2/3 of the message. Behind books, third shelf, secretary, Dr. S. Presumably, these are the first and second portions of the message.
And this gang has the first and third parts of it.
Precisely.
Then it's a stalemate?
Yes, Commissioner, but we can't leave it like that. There's no doubt in my mind that they'll try to secure our third of the message that's missing.
Well, I assume you've taken every precaution to guard the Clifford music.
Oh, yes, it's carefully hidden at Baker Street with Dr. Watson on guard. However, I'm reasonably certain that, difficult as it may be, we can find the plates even without the missing part of the message.
Ooh. Behind books, third shelf, secretary, Dr. S.
Well, outside of the fact that Davidson hid the Bank of England plate somewhere in London, Mr. Holmes, I don't see that we progressed at all.
Allow me to
How
point
big could
out,
London
sir,
possibly be?
The key words, Dr. S. It looks as if the plates were hidden in the house of the doctor. Whether S stands for his first or last initial remains to be determined by a process of elimination.
Well, there must be 10,000 doctors in London with S for a first or last initial.
Precisely.
I honestly doubt that.
And every one of them will have to be questioned in person. That's why I say this is a task for Scotland Yard.
It's a task, all right. But Scotland Yard has searched worse haystacks and found the needle.
Well, for the time being, I'll leave the matter in your hands, gentlemen.
We'll call you if and when we get a lead on our mysterious Dr. S.
Thank you. In the meantime, I intend to follow up a little clue concerning a cigarette.
I've been looking at it all night. Fun fact, the actress who played Miss Hudson's the J-Bomb went to jail for theft. She stole my heart.
Of the tobacco?
Absolutely. I have made up this special blend for only 3 customers.
She's a Maid Miller episode. She was
Pure
cool.
Egyptian, with admixture of latakia for added body, and a pinch of perique. Merely a whisper, as one might say, for elusive fragrance.
Yes, yes. And the 3 customers?
She loves cigarettes.
Major Wilson in Bombay, India. Mrs. Catherine Leamington Smith in Ireland.
Yes, and the 3rd?
Mrs. Hilda Courtney of Park Mansions, Bryanston Square.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You've been most helpful.
It is a pleasure to have been of service, Mr. Holmes.
She's quite charming. But how does the loose brick from the last movie play? Dude, J-Bomb, you see when the last film ended? When the woman in green ended, how the brick actually played into it somewhat?
Yes?
Mrs. Courtney,
Yes.
my name is Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, do come in.
Thank you.
I've heard of you, of course, Mr. Holmes. I believe we have a mutual friend in Sir Edward Brookdale. He's spoken to me of you quite often.
Indeed.
Indeed. But he's dead now,
What
miss.
good fortune am I indebted for this visit?
I think you know Mrs. Courtney.
Well, I did get a summons for speeding last week. But outside of that, I don't think I'm of any interest to the police.
Oh, come now, Mrs. Courtney. You seem to forget that you and I have met before.
I'm sorry.
Had they?
I'm sure I would have remembered meeting the great Sherlock Holmes. Please sit down.
Thank you.
When did they
You
meet?
say we met before.
Yes. At the home of Mr. and Mrs. Kilgore, 143B Hampton Road.
Kilgore?
Oh, she was
I think I know anyone of that
in
name.
disguise.
Well, I didn't say you knew them. As a matter of fact, you called on them when they were out.
I don't understand, Mr. Holmes.
Yes,
Really?
you do, you lying
You
hussy.
were dressed rather differently.
Indeed. Cigarette?
Thank you. Thank you.
A whisper for elusive
Mrs. Courtney,
flavor.
people generally forget, in assuming a disguise, that the shape of the ear is an almost infallible means of recognition and identification to the trained eye.
Evidently, you've mistaken me for someone else.
Oh, no, not at all. Though naturally, I expected your denial. But when you paid your visit to my rooms at Baker Street, you carelessly left behind another identification. They're, identical, aren't they?
Yes, I must admit they are. You see, Mr. Holmes, to catch one as clever as you, I had to use a very special lure. I knew you'd be unable to resist the bait of my cigarette, having read with great interest your monograph on the ashes of 140 different varieties of tobacco.
I should advise you not to move, Mr. Holmes.
She got this boy!
I must congratulate you on your ingenuity, Mrs. Courtney. It was indeed a brilliantly designed trap.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Praise from a master is indeed gratifying. I shall always cherish the memory of your flattering words.
Oh, my
Memory?
Precisely. I'm afraid these gentlemen have a most regrettable task to perform.
Unless, of course, you care to turn over the missing musical box with your pledge to take no action against us in the future.
I'm afraid that will be impossible.
I thought that would be your answer. Hamid! Careful! Careful. There's no need to be unnecessarily rough with our distinguished guest.
You realize, Mr. Holmes, that your demise will not take place here. The corpus delicti, you know.
Well, naturally.
Shall we go?
It's so fearfully awkward having a dead body lying about. Don't you agree, Mr. Holmes?
But this chick,
Another
dude.
dead body shouldn't weigh too heavily on your conscience, Mrs. Courtney.
He's gonna headbutt her eventually, guys. Trust me. I feel it coming.
You mind if I have a cigarette?
Don't see why not.
Uh-oh, here we go. Must attack.
Be careful, Hamid.
It's the brakes, they bind. Thank you, Colonel Cavanaugh. It's very considerate of you.
Sherlock! Got the keys, dude. What are they gonna do, swim away when they throw him in the water or what? Not gonna shoot his ass? What are they gonna do? Is he gonna kung fu them? 1946? Sherlock Holmes? Zumba? Groin kicking?
You'll be happy to know, Mr. Holmes, that your death will be a painless one. Hamid?
How's this?
Attach this to the motor of the taxi.
The hell?
That little attachment, my dear Mr. Holmes, contains the deadly fluid known as monosulfide. The The Germans use it with gratifying results in removing their undesirables.
They're gonna gas this dude.
Start the motor.
What you gonna do, Sherlock? You Dick Tracy this shit? You better. Oh my, Brian. Brian says, you've been mentioning Zumba quite often tonight. Like, have you been watching Just Chatting Street recently? No, I mentioned it the first time because it was a crack at the Just Dance demographic. I used to sell those. I used to work retail.
Now, up with him, Hamid.
But I was doing it all night long as a callback, as a attempt to create a catchphrase.
You find yourself like Muhammad's coffin, Mr. Holmes, suspended between heaven and earth.
Shut the fuck up, bro. This ain't creative writing class, all right? Get your ass out of here before you gas yourself.
Good. It would be too bad to have anything go wrong through so simple an oversight.
They're gonna drive away? The whole point is to leave the car running and put more gas there. Just gonna lock the gas in with him, huh? Alright. Let's go, Sherlock! Almost, man. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Sherlock! Get together, man. Sure, unlock. Let's go through, man. Oh, man. Bro, just knock a window out and get the fuck out. What are you doing pulling the fucking tape off? You just gonna chill now? Open the damn door. They could've just shot his ass, but...
Yeah?
Yo, Watson, please. Don't get bodied.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
No, I'm Dr. Watson.
Oh, of course, Dr. Watson. How stupid of me.
Oh, so, this is stupid of me. Won't you come in?
Well, I really came to see Mr. Holmes.
Oh, I'm afraid he's out. I don't know when he'll be back. Perhaps there's something I can do. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
He's always trying to fucking demonstrate his game.
Sherlock Holmes and I have been engaged on a great many cases.
Oh, really?
Yes, indeed.
She got first
As a
for
matter
days.
of
She's
fact,
dressed to kill,
this
dude.
very moment, we're
It's
involved
a
in
visual
one of the most
metaphor.
baffling... Oh, well, won't you tell me your trouble, and I may be able to help you.
That's very kind of you, Dr. Watson.
He's wearing a
Perhaps
goofy hat, too.
if I wouldn't be imposing too much.
Looking like goddamn Yankee Doodle Dandy, dude.
No imposition at all. A pleasure, I assure you. Now, tell me all about it, Miss
Williams.
Mrs. Williams.
I live in Surrey, Dr. Watson, and I've come up to London in sheer desperation. My only sister has disappeared, and the local police seem utterly unable to find her.
Well, Holmes and I solved a case exactly like that once. Very interesting, as far as I remember. I call it the adventure of the solitary cyclist. Oh, sorry. Now I come to think of it, it wasn't so very similar. Entirely different. I don't think what I was saying. Where were we?
She's only 17, Dr. Watson, and until she disappeared last Thursday, she seemed to be in the best of spirits.
Oh, my God.
Well, possibly a romantic
That's for her sister, guys.
Oh, no,
her
no,
imaginary
nothing of the
fake
sort.
sister she's using to try and
She
manipulate my
left
friend
no
Watson.
note, didn't even pack a bag, no explanation. She just started to walk to the village
that
from
imaginary
our
ass,
house in
please.
broad daylight and simply vanished from the face of the earth.
Oh, there.
Might I have a glass of water?
Glass of water. Have one in 1 minute.
But she doesn't know where the music box is, does she? Or do she? She's gonna take the time to get a glass of water to find the music box? What? F for Watson's hard on, yeah. Oh, she's gonna knock this boy out? Oh my God. This looks so good, guys, for being from 1946. Like, the restoration is insane.
There you are, my dear.
Yeah, notice the smoke?
Dr. Watson.
No, you're not to cry anymore. You must pull yourself together.
I feel much better already knowing that you're going to help me. Oh, Dr. Watson, look!
Good heavens! Get through the fire brigade, quickly.
Haven't you a fire extinguisher?
By George, we have in the kitchen.
Watson got exposed. Good heavens. Watson, you big dope. He's found the biscuit lady. He's enjoyed some nice biscuit. Oh no. Got baited, Revenge. Man.
Don't you worry.
I hate to do it, guys. You know I hate to do this, but I gotta do it. Easy game, dude.
Ah, that's got it.
That's his fire extinguisher on 1946.
Get the mayor.
England.
Well, you see, there was no need for the fire brigade after all. I hope you weren't too frightened, Miss Williams. Oh, gone. That's the trouble with women. They always lose their heads in an emergency.
Oh my God.
Well,
Watson.
a musical box. Great Scott.
Good heavens.
Miss Williams.
Well, now she has all the music boxes, dude. She's gonna summon Shenron, make her wish.
Well. Good.
And Holmes?
By now,
He did
Mr.
fetch you,
Holmes
he
has
really
no
did.
doubt exchanged his violin for a harp.
Always assuming that heaven is his destination.
Damn.
And now that we have the missing musical box.
Tell us that painting she has back there. You see that? Violin confirmed, Vencabot, you're right. Who is this Scott and why is he so great anyways? Huh?
19th note. 19th letter.
Yes.
He hasn't been there, you say? Holmes, where on earth have you been? I've been trying to get you at the club, at Scotland Yard, all over London.
You were looking for me in the wrong places.
Holmes, terrible things happened. I've been duped. That woman, she made a complete fool of me.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, she came here, let off a smoke bomb. I thought the whole place was on fire, and my first thought was to save the musical box.
No need to say any more. She has the box.
Yes.
Damn.
Don't blame yourself.
But did you get the musical box though? We all know she got the box. That's what I heard.
She's an extremely clever antagonist.
But you got the musical box? Yep, it's
Smoke
coming.
bomb, you said. Well, you can console yourself with the thought that your charming friend is at least a reader of yours.
What do you mean?
If I remember correctly, you wrote about my little experiment with smoke and the cry of fire in a story you entitled A Scandal in Bohemia, which has just appeared in the Strand magazine.
All right, old boy. Don't rub it in.
Well, it may cheer you up to know that you made a fool of me, too. That cigarette stub was planted here for one express purpose.
Yep.
We're going to bandaging around this place.
Bandaging? What's the matter, Holmes? You hurt?
Explanations will have to wait until later. At the moment, we're faced with a problem which I fear is insurmountable.
Come over here, old boy, will you?
Right.
So it's good to have a doctor on staff.
Opponents are in possession of all three parts of the code. And here are we, while the Bank of England plates pass into their possession.
Cheer up, old fellow, cheer up. As Dr. Samuel Johnson once said, there's no problem the mind of man can set that the mind of man cannot solve.
What's that, old fellow?
I was just quoting Dr. Samuel Johnson. He said there is
Thank you, Watson. Thank you.
Dr. Samuel Johnson. Wow, I was lucky.
Leaving the front reception room, we come into the main hall, where Dr. Johnson was in the habit of passing through to have his meager meals in the dining room opposite.
Oh, he wasn't a
in
living
company with
doctor.
his
He was a
friend and
dead
biographer,
doctor, like a famous guy.
James Boswell. We will now pass up the stairway, which remains in its natural wood finish, just as it was when the good doctor was here. The framed etching on the wall is believed to have been presented to Dr. Johnson by the distinguished painter, Sir Joshua Reynolds.
Whoa, it's a Reynolds?
Told you that that picture was given in by Mrs. Thrale, and it's definitely not a Reynolds.
Is that important, my dear? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, my wife's a bit of a
ladies and
bitch.
gentlemen, please, this way.
Move along, children, move along.
The secretary's not on this floor.
Patience, Hamid.
I have a feeling
My
that...
dear Colonel, with Sherlock Holmes out of the way, what could go wrong?
She's like, shut the fuck up, man. Relax, right? Sherlock is dead, right? You guys shot his ass, right? Oh, yeah, he's dead for sure.
And here we have
because you shot him, right? Oh, well, yeah, he's
in which
dead.
Dr. Johnson wrote
He's a dead
his
guy now.
famous dictionary.
Might as well have been shot for how dead he is.
Many of the great man's books and other items of interest. Step forward, ladies and gentlemen, please. Step forward. Standing in the corner is the secretary, which contains many of the original works by the literary genius.
I had no idea that secretary was a word that could mean like a cabinet.
Dr. Johnson's cat, Hodge, used to sleep while his master worked. A strange thing about this cat, ladies and gentlemen, was its love of oysters. They do say that the dear doctor often went hungry to find the cat that delicacy. What a pity. Now we will visit the grave room, which is immediately below us, in which you will see the very bed in which Dr. Johnson died.
What did he die of?
Gout. Just gout. This way, ladies and gentlemen. Mind the steps, please.
So you're not trying to romanticize this shit, dude. Basically, they call employed secretaries furniture. I guess, through Revenge, yeah. We learn some etymology now. Okay, they're down there. Let's go. It's an antique, lady.
Keys.
The hell? Where do these keys come from?
Third shelf up.
You find the plates?
The knife.
Eat!
Gentlemen,
the plates!
The Bank of England plates.
Up!
Well, Mrs. Courtney, so we meet again. No, I shouldn't do that if I were you, Colonel Cavanaugh.
I must congratulate you, Mr. Holmes. You're far more clever than I thought.
Thank you, Mrs. Courtney. Praise from you is indeed gratifying. I shall always cherish the memory of your flattering words.
Memory?
Damn.
Oh, thank you.
And now I have a most regrettable task to perform.
Whoa, that was sick. Hurry up, you fucking slowpokes.
Coming, Holmes!
Jesus. Holmes. Typical
You
constabulary, right?
Perfectly, thank you, old fellow, but I think this gentleman on the floor requires some medical attention. We must see that he looks his best, you know, when he's hanged.
Take them in charge.
Capital punishment, dude. This guy throw a knife. Hang him. Steal an apple. Hang him. Download a car.
A brilliant antagonist.
Hang him.
It's a pity her talents were so misdirected. Will you see that these plates are returned to the Bank of England, Inspector?
I still don't understand how you solved it, Mr. Holmes.
It's entirely due to Dr. Watson.
As always.
He gave me the clue when he mentioned Dr. Samuel Johnson.
Well, congratulations, Doctor.
Oh, thank you, Inspector. I don't think I'd have done it entirely without Mr. Holmes's help, you know.
Hey, you murdered Stinky, but come on. Stinky kind of had it coming. Alright, guys. That was another fun one. I mean, the last two, they weren't as epic as the first one was. They were still fun. They were quite enjoyable. Guys, that was Dressed to Kill, the final film in the Sherlock Holmes series. 14 episodes, to be 14 movies, each one about an hour long. Started in 1939, ran through 46. 4 of them are public domain. We just watched all 4 of them. That was Sherlock Holmes, The Secret Weapon. Also, The Woman in Green, Terror by Night, and Dressed to Kill. Do you think so, Fatu? Did you see the first one of those, Fatu, or did you join in maybe for the train one? If you missed the first one, I can tell you feel that way. Yeah, the first one, 3 minutes, yeah, was the best, I think. It was a slice, Joe. It really was a slice, dude. I totally inclined to agree. Yeah, that's so cool, guys. I mentioned that this was like a really iconic film series in its time. I mean, it was kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe of like 007. It was really a hell of a series. It defined, what we think of when we think of Sherlock Holmes. And I was really happy to find out that some of them are public domain. You like Hypnosis, Fatu? Yeah, that was kind of cool. Yeah, I still feel like, the first one was probably the coolest for me personally. It seemed like it was really epic for being an hour long. Likewise, J-Bomb. Have a good weekend, guys. I'm going to call it here. It's already past 3 o'clock. It's 3:30 in the morning. So Katie only saw the last 3, missed the first one. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree, Katie. I think this was the coolest of those 3, right? I liked it more than Terror by Night, which is okay as well. And the woman in green I didn't really care for at all. It's kind of the hypnosis aspect was kind of cool. Fat Jew, you're right. And she was a really beautiful actress. But it just was too much farting around in that one, dude. Like, it felt like it should have been a 50-minute episode instead of an hour long. Like, it was a very simple story for being a whole film.
You may or may not be another
Yeah, this one had a cool, lots of bebopping around town. Sherlock Holmes almost got killed a couple times. Had some pretty ingenious moments in terms of traps being laid on both sides. That was fun. And likewise, again, the last one, Terror by Night, was a cute little train murder mystery. But the first one, man, if you guys missed it, check it out. It was definitely the most like a feature film. I kind of feel like as they went on, their budget sort of went down a little bit. But even all the way to the very end, guys, the cinematography was great. And just really nice little films. I really enjoyed this. I'd be curious to see more of them. There's 14 total. Speaking of fart, that's what I've been doing all night. I've been mad farting, Fat Jew. Well, you're totally allowed, dude. Nothing against the law about that. You're not going to have Scotland Yard knock on your door because you farted. Guys, thanks for hanging out. I had a kick-ass time. Really cool way to spend the end of the weekend. I had a pretty long week this week. It was kind of cool to hang out and just enjoy some films, eat some pizza, and hang out with the homies. I will see you guys hopefully on Monday with some Uncharted 4, some Sonic 3D Blast, and we'll get back to Dick Tracy. I kind of wanted to do that this week, but kind of things weren't really allowing in terms of like my schedule. But Dick Tracy waited almost 80 years for us to pick it up, but we'll probably wait a little bit longer. We'll start next week again with Dick, finish it up. I will see you guys on Monday. Peace out until then. I'll be on Discord all night as usual, guys. You guys want to get hold of me on Twitter as well, Facebook. You guys know the deal. Email me at david@Vencabot. Likewise, Steven. Have a good night, dude. We'll go strong next week. Peace out, guys. That was a pretty fun little series. Good night, Katie. Good night, Rocky. Let me hang out, dude. Rock Mountie. Didn't know you were around, dude. Yeah, I enjoyed him too, Fat Jew. Me and Katie watched episodes 1 through 8 of a 15-episode series of Dick Tracy. We're going to watch episodes 9 through 15 next week.
Babe,
good night, Brian.
Anything to tell me? No. No. No.
If I get £1, bro, I'll give you 10 shillings.
£2. £2 is offered. £2 is offered. Going once, twice, third and the last call. Sold to the gentleman for £2.
This film was kind of epic too, for being an hour long.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
I forgot the whole first part of the film was the Stinky arc.
An exact duplicate of the beautiful little musical box just bought by this gentleman for the ridiculous low price.
I mean, the film feel like it was 2 hours long and think back how it seemed like Stinky was, 10 arcs ago. Rest in peace, Stinky, never forget.
Tinkle, 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 tinkle. Sounds like Bow Bells to me, little angels pulling on the ropes, eh? Well, give me £2.
I love the fucking option here. He's great.
£2. Anybody starting with £2?
Damn, right? Fuck my body. I'm trying to get strong.
From your enthusiasm, we might all be in Scotland instead of London.
Here we go.
Please buy it for me, Daddy.
Lucky guess. Gotta be careful what you're trying to meet oral, especially. He guesses right, and that's it, you're dead. Oh my god! Yo, who's clipping?
£1. £1 is off.
I guess I never heard that trope before. I guess the Scottish are notoriously thrifty.
Twice.
Me on